This is DNA Sports Talk. We are live at the Celebration Bowl between FAMU and Howard going on tomorrow. With me right now is Special Teams Coordinator, Coach Campbell. How you feeling?
I'm good.
Gamble. I'm sorry. How you feeling?
I'm good. I feel good. How about yourself?
Good. How's this weekend been so far for you?
Well, it's been busy, trying to get practice and preparation, final practices and preparation done, as well as the other stuff we have to do to be a part of this great bowl.
When you're coming into a game like this, it always comes down to just one or two plays. How are you got your guys prepared for that situation?
Well, I always tell the guys that, the game of football usually comes down to 4 or 5 plays a game that makes a game. The beauty of it is you don't know which 4 or 5 plays it is, so you have to be on your game at all times.
Are you more of an analytics person or an old school, gotta feel your way around and see how things go?
I'm old school, feel my way around, and see it. I trust my eyes, and I trust the feel of the game as well. As the game goes, I do have a former head coach myself, so I kind of know how to get a good feel for it and what kind of decisions we can, I can offer up to help, any kind of suggestions to give to Coach Simmons, which helps us with the flow of the game as well.
Where are you originally from?
I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay. Yeah. Are you a Bengals fan?
I am.
You are?
Sure. I'm a hometown. Anything from the hometown that's playing, if they playing a game, I'm rooting for them.
So you're a little hurt by Burrow being out right now?
Well, I am, but they're still finding ways to win some games and stay in the hunt, so which is good for them.
Being from Cincinnati and growing up in there, how has that helped you with your coaching and where you are today?
Well, I think Cincinnati has a rich history of good football, really strong football, especially at the high school levels. And to me, when I got done with playing, I said I was going to be involved in sports somehow, and then coaching, led me to that, and I really got started out of college, went right back to Cincinnati and got started coaching there. So, and then just reset some goals for myself from there, and was able to build. And I had some really good worked under some really good men that showed me the way. So it's really helped me to get to this point here today.
What did you play in high school and college?
Well, I played quarterback.
Okay.
I played at Withrow High School, and then I finished up at University of Tennessee at Martin. I had a pit stop in North Dakota. I went to North Dakota State College of Science. And then
That's
from there
cold.
on and down, University of Tennessee Martin, where I finished up, and I played quarterback, and then from there I went right into coaching.
The transition from playing to coaching, how was that?
You spend more time with football as a coach than you do as a player, and the players don't realize that. So
that's what they got to look forward to, right?
Sure enough. You got to prepare more. You do more time preparation because you got to have your guys ready. So you spend more time studying the game than I ever did as a player. So, but it's something that you enjoy. I enjoy, and I enjoyed it as a player. But I thought it was a physically grind all the time, but it's really more mental. Whereas as a coach is more mental, but it's pretty much 24/7 almost, so it's a struggle sometimes to find some downtime as a coach.
Do you feel that because you were a player, you can better relate and kind of understand what the players are going through and having to deal with?
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. It's still, even though it was a long time ago since I last played, but it's still some of the same things today. The game has evolved a little bit. But it's still, it's the same rigor as it was when I played today, back then as it is today. So it's able to give those guys. It's really, as a former player, you're able to understand what they're going through, a whole lot. So that's where it helps out with us and being able to relate in that manner.
How else do you relate to your players?
Well, to me, it's being able to give them some guidance because I've been through it, and being able to, even if it's sharing a story, and I try not to tell too many stories, but just let them know I've walked that road that you're going down now, so which has helped. And they'll come to me, they'll come to us at times and ask us, and guys want to know why. You're just not able to tell guys anymore, hey, go do this, or why we're doing it. You know what I'm saying? So you'll be able to, from experience, you're able to better explain why to those guys and get them to understand why we're doing things.
What did it mean to beat Jackson State?
Well, it meant that it helps us get to this point here today. So that's what it meant. It allowed us to be conference champions, divisional champions, as well as overall conference champions. Just like them, but we had to beat everybody else in the conference as well. So on our side, and then in our crossover games. But that was many weeks ago. But it meant it helped us get to this point here today.
How do you get your guys prepared for playing in the SWAC championship when you just beat that team, 4 or 5 weeks ago?
It was we had to let our guys know it's between us. It's us. It's about us. And we're gonna play them guys again. And it's kind of tougher to beat somebody twice in a year, but at the same day, stay true to what we've been doing and who we are. And it's about us. It's about our preparation. It's about where our focus is, where it was, and where it needed to be. And we got a special group of guys, and they know how to play. And at the end of the day, they love playing. They really like winning, so that helps out.
I've heard mention that y'all have 7 F's that you live by. What are some of your important F's?
Well, mine's the one's faith. It's faith. Coach Simmons and I worked together before. And I know what he believes in, and I had to take a leap of faith and say, as we were talking about, possibility of joining him, I had to say, let me leave one good situation to come down to an even better situation. So faith is the one, and the belief, and knowing that I was making the right decision and leaving it in the good Lord's hands to lead me. So.
How many times did you wrestle back and forth with the decision?
It really wasn't. I mean, because
okay.
of knowing him and all our conversations over the years, and he's been who he is the whole time. So that helped a whole bunch.
When it comes to special teams, a lot of times you aren't recognized until the game is on the line, so to speak.
Right.
How is that a mentality for you to instill into the players?
Well, it goes back to what I said before. It's 4 to 5 plays a game. That's going to determine a football game. You just don't know what 4 to 5 is. It might be offensively, defensively, and it could be special teams. And a special teams reps is probably between 20 to 30 reps a game that you got to be on. You got to be on point. So you can't be off at all, and because that might be one of the 4 to 5 that might factor in. Now, when the game is on the line, that's when everybody tend to want to put their focus on that. But really, it's throughout the whole game that has made a difference in the game. Not just that one last play, but even with that last play, you got to make it happen if it's in order to be successful.
Let me ask you, being a coach, head coach, coordinator as well, how has it changed when it comes to this transfer portal? It seems like most of the kids have returned. How do you keep guys coming back?
Well, transfer portal has hurt the high school kid because now you're getting older guys that are going into the portal, and you kind of you want to replace them with older guys. So that's where the portal comes in. I was just joking. Nobody wants to hear that you're a young team.
Right.
Well, we're going to be young this year.
Right.
So you got to be able to have a mixture of a little bit of both high school guys as well as junior college and then transfer portal guys. So you better embrace everything about it. The recruiting part of it. And the portal is it's tough. Guys like to get recruited. Some guys go in the portal and you scratching your head like, why are you trying to leave? But you gotta let them do what they want to do. But again, you gotta embrace it. To me, I look at it as an older guy go in, we need to replace him with an older guy. Especially if it's an older guy, not just if he has a couple of years left. But now if he's just graduating and moving on. Then you could replace him with a high school kid and develop him, But other guys want to see if they can play somewhere else, and hopefully we create a good environment for our guys it's a shocker when they want to go in the portal. I think so, because they get a first-class treatment here with us.
You brought up something I didn't think about. How do you develop guys if the Wild Wild West is the portal? Like, where is the development nowadays?
Well, and not only you just developing them on the field, the relationships part of it.
Right.
You know, and that's the part that really gets you, is when you think you got a great relationship, and then he comes in and say, "Coach, I'm going in the portal," and you're like, "What?"
Right.
You know, so. You know, and then the other part is too is like you spend all that time into it, and you see guys growing, you see guys getting better. You know, it's sometimes they just think they can play a little bit somewhere else, and you know, and sometimes it does come down to playing time. They're not seeing the time on the field as soon as that they want to, and sometimes there's always somebody who's in the ear saying, "Oh, you should be playing," and you know, so you're dealing with that issue as well.
How much would you have made if you were playing NILs were back in your day?
I hope I would have made a couple of million, you know. So I probably been 1,000 there, you know, maybe. So I think I'd have been so excited. I took probably the first offer that was given to me.
I had to pick with you about that,
Yeah.
Coach. We know it's a business trip, but what do you hope that these players get from this weekend?
The experience, and hope that they get that, you know, the experience that they get this weekend that makes them say, I want to go back every single year, you know, and be a part of it, and you know, if you're playing great this time of year, you know, you're doing something really special.